What's up, guys? I'm back with another movie review today. I'm here to talk about Undisputed. This is the original, the first Undisputed movie. There are actually four of them now as of this review. There could be more by the time I get through the entire franchise in these reviews. But anyway, there's four movies. This is the first one. It's about a guy named Iceman Chambers. He's the world heavyweight champion. He's got everything going for him, He's just annihilating people. He's a boxer, by the way, so to put some context in that. He's, big personality, great at promoting the fights, great in the ring, just an unstoppable force until he gets stopped. He doesn't actually lose a fight in the ring. He actually gets put in prison. He gets accused of rape. He swears that he's innocent. But at the same time, he has some questionable views on women that make it seem like maybe he's not innocent after all. He goes into prison. Once he's there, he kind of discovers like, hey, I had all this money, but now I don't really have any money because mismanaging it with an entourage cost him a few $1,000,000 to mount his defense against the rape charges, which he had to pay either way, win or lose, which they're very keen to remind him. And if he wants to go against the civil case, which he's being sued by the victim for another $75 million, in essence, he's just pretty much out of money. An interesting opportunity comes up because it just so happens that there's a mobster played by Peter Falk who's at the prison, who runs kind of an underground fight ring. There's a lot of like gambling and stuff like that, and that kind of raises some money. And he's got big connections on the outside, which help him have big connections on the inside to make these kind of things happen. And Wesley Snipes is actually there at the prison. His name is Monroe, and he's the undefeated champion there in the prison for over 10 years. So this is a huge opportunity because you have the heavyweight champion, and then you have their undefeated prison champion. Perfect opportunity to put on a fight. Iceman needs the money, so it's a real good opportunity for the mobster to make some money and the prison to have this great fight. And that's pretty much the movie. What I really like about this movie, even though I don't think it's really like a great movie, is the fact that it's a prison movie that subverts a lot of the usual prison movie cliches. Does not have rapes in the shower, a lot of shanking. It does have violence, but it's just kind of like small scale violence, like fighting and kind of jockeying for position on the social chain, that kind of stuff. And then it's also a sports movie, but it doesn't fall into a lot of those sports movie cliches. Wesley Snipes is definitely an underdog here because, Iceman Chambers is this big shot heavyweight champion, but at the same time, he's a bad dude too. So it's not like this is a David and Goliath story. It just so happens that, he's not favored. So it's not like we have this, inspiring underdog story. It's just two bulls that are going to go at it. Walter Hill served as director, and he had an interesting thing to say about this movie, which was that in movies, a lot of times boxing is used as kind of a metaphor for something else, and he wanted to make a movie that was just where boxing was about boxing, and I think that's what happened here. It doesn't have a lot of overarching social, messages or any like extreme depth of character or story. It's just two bad dudes that are gonna butt heads and have an epic fight and see who comes out on top. I like that it takes kind of an intimate, smaller scale approach to the prison / sports movie genre. I liked it. I thought the performances were really good. I do think some people will be bothered because it does kind of move at a little bit slower pace than normal for this kind of movie, because you don't have that big underdog, going through all this, internal changes as they prepare for the fight of their life. Because, well, like I said, while he is favored to win, Iceman Chambers is not considered unbeatable, and Wesley Snipes is certainly... his character is certainly a tough guy in his own right that can, hang with pretty much anybody. And it also doesn't have all the, sudden bursts of violence and constant, predatory behaviors like you'd expect from a prison movie. So it does have a slower pace, but I think the performances are great. I think the actual, finale fight is really well done. It's really grounded in high impact, which is what you would want from a fight in a movie like this. I think my favorite part of the movie is Peter Falk. He goes on some really strange, rants that are just... I don't know if they were written that way or he just made it up, but they're really bizarre, and they go on forever and ever, and some people will hate them. I loved them. I thought they were really funny. So in the end, if you like boxing movies, if you like prison movies, I think Undisputed is worth a look. I'll try to get reviews of the other ones up as soon as I can, but as far as this first one goes, it's definitely recommended. Just keep your expectations in check. This is not an action movie. This is not a violent prison movie, and this is not an inspiring underdog story. This is kind of a character-driven drama that leads up to an epic boxing match, and that's pretty much it. I liked it. I would definitely recommend it, but I can see why it would be a little too slow or outside of expectations for some people. So that's my review of Undisputed. I did a full write-up of it on my website, markfusion.com. I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch if you want to find out what I'm doing there. But the best thing you can do to help me out is to drop a sub here. That's a direct, easy, free way to support me. It helps me kind of get around all the shenanigans that YouTube pulls with demonetizing videos for no reason and stuff like that. It gives me like a concrete, path to progress. So it enables me to keep making these videos and to keep growing my channel and my website. So thank you so much for watching this video. I do greatly appreciate it, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon.